Hey everyone, how's it going? So this year I've been working on a bunch of different films and honestly it's been a really great time. But if you refer to my YouTube channel banner, you'll see that it says filmmaking and a little bit of photography. And I haven't done any photography yet this year, so I figured I should do some photography. So I decided I would do a shoot. I contacted Rachel to see if she'd be down to go to the beach and do a shoot, and fortunately she said yes. So made a little plan, found the location, got some props ready, and away we went to the beach to do a little shoot. And while we were at the beach shooting, I started to think about how photography is actually a really great activity to do as a filmmaker. The first reason is most of the time photography shoots are a lot more relaxed than a film shoot. And obviously this is a really big generalization, but for the most part, at least in my experience, I've found this to be true. On a film set, you're always a little stressed out and taking everything quite seriously because you don't want to miss any of the shots that you need to get. Also, you're most likely going to be shooting for 6, 7, 8, maybe even 12 hours, whereas a photography shoot could literally be an hour and a half long. In this way, it almost feels more like a creative hobby than something that I really have to put a lot of effort and put a lot of work into. I can just let my creative side of my brain, just do whatever it does. And from what I've read, there are a bunch of amazing reasons to have a creative hobby, such as improving your brain function and reducing your cognitive decline. It also benefits your mental and physical health. And there are a bunch of other reasons too. You can look into that, but there are a lot of reasons to have a nice creative hobby. Whoa! Secondly, in filmmaking, we often feel like we need to assemble a large crew to get the job done. Whereas in photography, it's quite easy to just go out by yourself or maybe with one other model and shoot what you need to shoot and come out with something really cool. This minimalist form of creating that is associated with photography can be translated and embraced in a filmmaking context. Essentially, shooting photography alone can give you the confidence to go out and shoot a film with minimal crew or just by yourself. And this is great because it'll get you shooting a lot more films. The time you spend in planning and organizing the shoots will go down a lot more, which will just allow you to do a lot more shoots. And overall, that just means a lot more practice and a lot more improvement as a filmmaker. Don't get me wrong though, there are some shoots where you'll really want a large crew, especially if it's like a huge project and you really want it to turn out absolutely amazing, like the best you can ever do. Definitely there's a time and a place for a large crew, but you don't always have to have it. And going out and shooting photography alone or just with one or two people can give you the confidence to be able to go out and do the same thing on a film set or on a film shoot. Okay, number 3. It allows you to spend time discovering your style. A lot of the times on a film set, it is pretty high stakes and you don't want to leave anything to chance, which kind of crushes our ability to try out new things because, well, we don't want to mess up. But the problem with that is it becomes a little tricky to find your own voice or your own style. With photography, if you're not shooting for a client, of course, you can spend the entire shoot just going through any crazy ideas that you have, kind of sculpting and molding your own creative style, which you can potentially use to inform your cinematography in later film shoots. For instance, I've really enjoyed using items that are made for a specific purpose and using them in a context where they don't really fit. For example, this shot here of Justin wearing the suit and just him being in the water kind of creates a little bit of a contrast between, like the suit's not meant to be in the water. Or this shot right here of Nico sitting in the chair, and again, the chair is not meant to be in the parking lot, but it creates like a cool visual contrast that I find really interesting. And this has sort of made its way into my filmmaking too, in my most recent music video where we essentially set up a living room just on the edge of the water. And of course it also made its way into this shoot too, because we brought the chair and the mirror down by the beach. And lastly, photography is all about telling an entire story within one frame, which is completely different to filmmaking, where you can rely on dialogue or sound effects or even the next shot to get across what you're trying to say. But you have to remember that in film, everything that is within your frame is communicating something and adding to the story that you're trying to tell. If you master being able to tell a complete story within one frame and use those same concepts and ideas within your filmmaking, you'll be able to hugely improve how rich your cinematography is, especially in the context of whatever story you're trying to tell. Deliberately arranging your frame in a certain way can be a great narrative device. Better Call Saul is a great example of this. There's so much going on with the cinematography, and if you just pay attention a little bit, you'd be like, whew, damn. Kind of wild, you know? Effectively using things like color, scale, composition, I mean, the list goes on, can dramatically improve how each of your shots communicate something to your audience, and overall improving your storytelling as a filmmaker. And photography provides a great avenue to practice these skills. So yeah, all in all, going out and shooting something is a great exercise in creativity, but also helps you improve certain aspects of your filmmaking. I especially recommend going out and doing a photo shoot because it takes a lot less time than an actual film shoot, and you usually end up having a really good time and coming out with something really cool. And potentially also learning something that can help you as a filmmaker too. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something in this video and enjoyed it too. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.